Peace, everyone. This is Jessica. I just wanted to make a quick video blog. I might start calling them blogios. I don't know. I just wanted to make a quick video blog, which is actually kind of a more personal way of expanding on what I've already written as a blog. That's written form, so I'm just going to make it more personal by saying it on video. And what I want to talk about is the importance, as you grow in life, on your journey, whatever journey that may be, towards spiritualism, professionalism, whatever else have you. It's important, very important, to maintain two very crucial things. One is the constant practice of humility, and also being careful not to judge people. Now, why these thoughts came to me is because, lately I've been working more on myself for many reasons. Simply to change my outlook on life, change my perspective, and change how I go about life to actually be a better person, be my higher self, whatever you may call it. And I've also been desiring more to not only be better as a person, but to also be a better woman and be a better sister to my fellow women. That goes right hand in hand with, last week's episode of Oprah's Life Class. Kudos to her and Iyanla Vanzant on that whole show, because that was amazing. And it talked about basically the destructive things that we do to one another as women. And it's so deep, and it's so habitual, and it just seems common and normal to you to do these things that you don't even notice yourself doing them. And you don't notice that they are both destructive to yourself and to your fellow women. And, as it should be understood, when you do destructive things in your own life toward yourself, that is the type of atmosphere you're creating around yourself toward other people. And, those are the seeds that you're sowing. So naturally, that's going to be the fruit that it bears. Keeping all of that in mind, and other conversations on sisterhood just the same. Of course it transfers to a more universal understanding of just interacting with other human beings altogether. And I can say that a large part of why in our community, the black community, my community, among my people, I will say myself that I am beginning to notice more and more, the more that I try to make these changes for self, I'm starting to notice not only how much of it I've engaged in my own right, and also it becomes even more apparent when other people do it around me. And I'm kind of at the point now where not only do I notice it, but it kind of bugs the hell out of me, so to speak. And it's just really crazy, like, stop doing that. So I just want to say that that is a very destructive thing that we do to one another, and we may not notice. And the sad part about it is that most often I see people being so judgmental, who are ones who you would think or assume have at least some type of self-proclaimed level of betterment for themselves. They claim that they've grown so much spiritually, academically, professionally, economically, whatever else have you. And for some reason, that growth that they perceive that they've gotten makes them, to themselves, more qualified to judge other people. And I mean on sight. Like, they'll see you, don't know you from Adam's hat, and just start speaking on your life like they know you. Don't know you from a can of paint. And the funny thing about that is that in so doing, you are actually showing more about yourself than you are about the people that you've targeted to speak on. And that doesn't matter who it is that you're actually speaking about. The fact that you have this tendency in behavior, you're showing something about yourself. You're showing that first and foremost, you have not grown as much as you think you have. And that you have not understood the lesson of growth. I guess because you haven't actually grown. Change, beloveds, does not equate growth. You can change your lifestyle. You can change your outlook in certain ways. That does not mean that you as a person have grown. You can still be mentally and emotionally, even spiritually, stuck in those same places that you were before, at least in some semblance. And you still carry that baggage with you. And it's evident because when you see other people, rather than exhibiting the spiritual growth and the compassion and understanding and love that you claim to be exhibiting, that you think you're exhibiting, that you perceive yourself to be exhibiting, actually, you're still just living in the baggage of your past that you think you've grown out of. And you are placing that baggage on other people. You should never do that. Never, ever, ever think so highly of yourself as to speak into other people's lives, experiences, stories, spirits. Do not do that. That is not spiritual growth or anything like that. Always remain humble, because first and foremost, I don't care what you think you have or where you think you've gone, where you think you've come from. You are better than no one. You always have lessons to learn. And if you actually are coming in the name of growth, and you're coming in the name of compassion and, general concern, love, empathy, understanding, whatever else have you, then you ought to know that it's not okay to judge other people. You would not want someone to look at you and to say, because, in my mind's eye, you exhibit the signs of something that I find familiar from the hell I've been through, or from the hell that I've seen some other people go through. Now all of a sudden this gives me the right, and because I think I've grown past that certain point, and I'm egotistical as hell, obviously, I think that gives me the right to now speak on your experience like I know you, not knowing you from a can of paint. And not only that, but this gives me the right to now, tell you about how to better yourself and what you need to do, so on and so forth. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. It doesn't give you the right to do any of that, as a matter of fact. So yeah, I guess I kind of rambled on there, but I just wanted to say that because I feel that it's very important that we understand that we need to constantly humble ourselves. We need to constantly check ourselves. And that we need to constantly be minding our own business. Because when you are minding your business, you do not have the time, the energy, the ability, nor the desire, as a matter of fact, to be in the business of others. Speak only into your own life, unless you wish to speak abundance into that of others. Otherwise, keep your mouth shut and mind your own business. Don't speak onto other people's lives. You don't know them. And at the end of the day, the ashes that you cast on someone else are most certainly the ashes that you are casting on yourself. So we just always need to remember these things and try our best to love others as we would want to be loved. Create the environment around ourselves that we would want to actually thrive in. And be mindful when we are not actively doing what we need to do that. So that's all I wanted to say. And thank you for listening for so long. It's almost 10 minutes. Okay. Peace.